Today, we will be talking about the rogue cards. So we have the self sharpening sword. 3 cost 1/4. After your hero attacks, you gain +1 attack. It's just kind of a weird card, I've always noticed. Because it's the first attack is 1, which, like with weapons, most likely you're going to kind of use it to finish off a minion, right? Right. So the first attack, you gotta kill something with 1 health, then 2, which isn't too difficult, then 3, and then 4. So it's kind of a weird weapon. Where do I want to rate this? I'd put it at... I'd say it could go at about a 5. It's okay, it's not great. It's kind of weird. Type of decks you might see it in, I don't know if you would see this very much. Because it's just such a strange card that I don't think it really fits into anything very well. The Secret Passage. 1 cost spell, replace your hand with 5 cards from your deck and swap back next turn. Pretty useful if you're kind of low on cards and you're looking for maybe some sort of answer. So, like, your opponent has some stuff on the board, and you're looking for an answer to deal with it. You can quick play Secret Passage, and then you got 5 cards as options to deal with whatever the problem is. So, I see this card as pretty good. I'd give it like a 7. I think that's pretty fair because I think that's pretty useful for just dealing with types of stuff. Type of decks that you would probably expect to see this in. I'd probably guess like Control Rogue, but that's probably not really a thing, so you might not. So probably not that. Maybe a Tempo type of Rogue maybe would use it. Not sure. Volpira Toxin Blade. 3 cost 3/3. Your weapon has +2 attack. I think I kind of looked at this card and initially and thought it wasn't very good, and I'm still looking at this card and saying it's not very good because your weapon only has extra 2 attack while it's alive, and it's only a 3 cost 3/3, which is a decent amount understated for a 3 cost. Well, a little bit understated for a 3 cost, but just like you have to keep it alive. I'd rather like it would be a better card if it was like a 3 cost 2/5 or something like that. That would be a much better 3 cost. Because you care more about the health than the attack. Like the attack you do not care about on the minion. You just want to keep it alive so your weapon has more attack. So honestly, in my opinion, it's not that good. I will give it a 4. 4 out of 10. Types of decks, probably a weapon type deck. That's about it. They probably maybe still wouldn't even put this in because there's better options. Like, why not just play Deadly Poison? Deadly Poison is much better because you actually just permanently get the +2 attack on that weapon. Yes, this could maybe bounce between weapons, but it's probably going to die. It's probably going to die on the first turn after you play it. To be completely honest. So actually, instead of a 4, I'm going to go with a 3. 3 out of 10. Plagiarize. 2 cost Secret. At the end of your opponent's turn, add copies of the cards they played to your hand, which can be very useful for countering whatever your opponent plays. Maybe they're playing a bunch of big stuff, so now you can play a bunch of big stuff. I think overall it's kind of nice. Not great, but nice. I'd put it at a 5. 5 out of 10. Type of decks, maybe like a tempo deck could probably use this, I'm guessing. Maybe a mid-range? Mid-range would probably benefit from it as well. Just throwing out ideas. Shifty Sophomore. A 4 cost 4/4 with Stealth. Spellburst, add a combo card to your hand. I think this card is overall fine. because obviously a 4 cost would be a little bit bigger, but it also has stealth, which lets you attack basically the target you want it to, and it has a bit of value with the spell burst to give a combo card. So I think it's got a lot. It actually does have a lot going for it. Plenty of value in it as well. Then because of that. For this one, I think I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10 for this one. For the type of decks you would maybe see it in, probably tempo, because it's got a good amount of like playing this on curve would be pretty nice, because the next turn you could probably play some kind of spell and get more stuff. So I think in a tempo deck this would actually work pretty well. Probably it's a stealth type deck. Probably. I don't think that's a thing, and it probably won't be for a while. I don't think there's enough support for it. I really don't. They've been giving more for it, but I just don't know. 4 cost, 4/2 legendary, the Infiltrator Lillian with stealth. Death Rattle, summon a 4/2 Forsaken Lillian that attacks a random enemy. So you kind of kill whatever you want with the initial 4/2. And then the 4/2 that gets summoned kind of just hits whatever. Which, there may be something on the board for it to hit. There may be nothing on the board for it to hit. It may just go face. Overall, it seems relatively nice. I will put a 6 out of 10. Just kind of fine. A little bit above average. I like it. What type of decks? Tempo could probably see this as a different good 4 cost play instead of the sophomore as well. Aggro, maybe? Maybe some kind of aggro stealth deck? I don't know. Not exactly sure. I don't play Rogue much. Not a fan of Rogue. But that's the kind of thing that I could see for it. That's it for the Rogue cards. I know there's not that much. Hunter card doesn't have much. Hunter cards, there aren't very many either. So I will see you next time for like those, I think about 6-ish Hunter cards. See you then.